Mic check 1 2. Apologies about that, guys. Let's start it off from the top. Welcome everybody to another Crypto Empire live stream. I apologize about that no sound. It happens from time to time. Thank you for bearing with me. Let's just get some confirmation. Yeah, there we go. Cool. We got confirmation in the chat that you guys can hear me. You can see me. Sorry about that again, but we're going to continue like nothing ever happened. So some biases have changed from the time of our last live stream, and there are some things to update. Even though Bitcoin has not necessarily moved at all, altcoins still relatively sideways. It's been a really choppy market. So is the bottom in, or are we going to hit those key levels that I've been outlining on the total liquidity charts? Let's get into the stream and start off like we always do with our crypto market overview. All right, so I'm going to repeat myself again. Basically, you guys didn't really miss much when I was talking there with no sound. I was saying to smash up the like button. I want to see 100 likes by the time this live stream finishes when we're live. And after it's all said and done, when the replay is done, I want to see that like counter hit 300 likes. Guys, smash up the like button. Let the YouTube algorithm know that you guys appreciate this content, and I greatly appreciate it as well. So do me a solid. Smash up the like button, and let's get into things right now. All right, so Bitcoin is at 104.8K, but the main thing I'm watching right now is the strength of Ethereum. Ethereum is, relatively speaking, showing a lot of strength, right? It's holding up really well in this choppy market compared to many other coins. So we're going to be talking about basically if the bottom is in or not. And again, these total liquidity levels have not been hit yet. So let's get into it. So here's our top 100 crypto bubbles. And like I said, it's a choppy market, right? A lot of coins have pulled back today, down single-digit percentages. Some are up single-digit percentages. Overall, it's mostly chop out there, and a great market to be a shorter time frame scalper. Now, with that being said, let's hop into the charts and go over everything that's happening. Starting off with Bitcoin here. So on Bitcoin, let's head over to our daily time frame. And our daily is telling us that structure is still intact. We did just get rejected from the top of our orange shaded area. This is the previous range high, I should say. Previous range high was at 105.8K. And we are seeing price reject from that. We also have a Monday high sweep that happened on Tuesday. Now, when I say structure is still intact, this is what I mean, right? We can take a trend line from the low of the range from the 12th of May. And we can just connect the line to these other lows. Maybe we want to take it to this low, more so this one. But if we connect these, we can essentially see that our daily time frame trend line is still intact at the current moment in time, okay? And we're still in the previous range, trading above the 50% level of it. Now from here, we do have a bit of a Monday high deviation playing out at this current moment in time. And we have our Monday low at 103.6K. So this move is just happening right now. It's important to understand that, right? This down move, this rejection has just happened within the past hour, essentially. So this is all happening in real time, okay? So we're going to just focus on our Monday range for right now. And let's wait for our Monday range to pop back up. There we go. So our Monday low is sitting at 103.6K, and our previous week low is at 103K exactly. From this point in time, I would be looking for price to respect its Monday low. Okay, maybe we wick past our previous week low wick. A lot of W's there. But yeah, you guys get what I'm saying, right? So we're looking for the Monday low and the previous week low area from this point in time based off of the price action that is unfolding in real time right now. We are dumping, lads. We are dumping in real time. So with that, let's go look at USDT dominance, and this is shooting up. All right, so this is happening when we're live. This is cool. We can see this in real time. All right, we got volatility. So here's USDT dominance. Here's what's important to understand the context of it all. Bitcoin Monday low is at 103K, very close to the current market price. Now, USDT dominance. What's been happening here, I mentioned it on our last live stream, was these sweeps of our range high at 4.78%. Okay, these daily time frame sweeps of this high, showing that this is still kind of holding its bearish structure, like it wants to continue lower. Now from here, what would completely invalidate that would be a daily close above this level at 4.78%. We should be open to the scenario of it wicking into one of our liquidity levels that we've been waiting for a while now. All right, at this point in time, seeing the reaction right now, seeing how things are moving on the smaller time frames. But in general, this thing is still holding the range high, okay? So with USDT dominance essentially holding strong and looking like it does not necessarily want to push up right now, we have to be open to the scenario that it will continue to respect this range that it's been in. And maybe it wants to head down to the weekly. And the weekly just formed a weekly demand block, as you can see. Right, we have our weekly demand zone that just formed to 4.58% to 4.53%. So I'm going to give you an if this then that scenario. If we continue to hold the range high, I would look for price to come down to the weekly demand zone that I just drew down here at 4.58% to 4.52%. If we end up going above, we should be looking for 4.90%. If we get 4.90%, I think that's amazing. Okay, there's a lot of altcoins that I have demand zones I've been waiting for. I want to see this happen. But right now, I see the chart and I see all these sweeps, and I'm definitely open to the bias of seeing this continue to hold and actually just go lower, which would mean coins will pump. But with that being said, we are getting volatility right now. Okay, so let's go take a look at ETH. With Bitcoin dumping, we can see that ETH is also selling off. But if we look at this relatively speaking, it's really holding up better than most. Okay, what's happening on ETH is we still have this choppy cluster here going on for 25 days essentially, almost one full month of this very sideways choppy price action here on Ethereum. And similar to Bitcoin, price has swept the Monday high, not once like Bitcoin, but 3 times actually. It swept it on Tuesday, Wednesday, and now Thursday it's sweeping the Monday high. It is quite strange how we're seeing price hold up so well above the Monday mid-range. Price has not even gone to test our Monday mid-range at this moment in time. All right. It's a bit eerie looking at how strong Ethereum is. So what am I looking for? I'm really looking for the continuation of the uptrend of this breakout. So we want Ethereum to close a daily time frame candle above our red supply area. All right, if we close above our red supply area, I do have the opinion that we will head to the next obvious supply area, which is marked right here on the chart at 3250. Of course, this would have to line up with USDT dominance not breaking its range high, which we're going to find out today. It looks like we're going to have a resolution on June 5th of this very choppy price action. So yes, if USDT dominance can actually hold this range high, looking at and judging at how strong Ethereum is, the next target higher is 3250, and this is quite a nice gain from the current price. It's a 25% move, all right, on ETH. What do you think that's going to do for altcoins? It's going to send them quite hard. Now to the flip side, look, I've had the levels marked on ETH for I don't know how long now, days, weeks. Weeks at least. And those levels are the same. They haven't changed. Okay, the range low is at $2,323. We have our level in the fair value gap at 2,200, and then the main level in the daily fair value gap at 2K. Again, 2K is the level that everybody wants, and it's an obvious long if it's given. But that's the big if, right? If it's given, if the market wants to make this move. And that's quite a steep drop. Right? This is a drop of 20% to 2,000. 20 to 22%. So basically if we were going to look at an options risk curve here, it would be very, very skewed, right? It wouldn't be a nice grade. It would be very curved because we're talking about a 20% swing in either direction basically right now for ETH. I do have more of a bullish than a bearish bias at this point in time. And to be honest, if we drop to 2K, that would make me way even more bullish. Because again, my opinion is we're in a buy program. We're in an uptrend, okay? When crypto enters buy programs, we entered the buy program over here on April 7th, judging by USDT dominance, when we hit this crazy high level up here at 6.24%. Okay, that's when the buy program started. They've ended every time at 3.8%. Okay, this could be a complacency bounce we're seeing in the market. Could be, but I just don't think it is right now. So yeah, judging that we are in a buy program, I'm looking for this USDT dominance to continue lower, and I'm looking for Ethereum to continue higher, basically. And I think this is part of the cycle where Ethereum is actually going to take the lead. So it's very choppy at the current moment in time. A lot of mixed signals because of the chop, right? It's important to be able to adapt your strategy. If you're always trading, you need to recognize times of trending markets and times of choppy markets. And you know, we've certainly been in a time of a choppy market, so you need to adapt the strategy. But in general, this is the nuts and bolts of what I'm looking for. All right, looking at USDT dominance, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. We haven't even gotten to the total 2, total 3. But again, those haven't changed, okay? We still have the level we're looking for at 3.14 trillion. If it hits, we know that's the level we want to use as confluence to buy altcoins. Total 2, we still have the level at 1.09 trillion. If it does hit, we know that's a level to use for confluence to buy altcoins. Total 3, we know we have the level near 800 billion. We know that's the level. If it hits, we're going to use it as confluence to buy altcoins, okay? And others is back inside of the level. Again, others is the only major chart that hit this past weekend on Saturday, while all the other majors didn't, okay? So again, you guys should all have this marked. You should all be ready for it. If they do hit, you know what you're going to do already. Okay, if that happens, you're going to do this. Play in the scenarios. That's what traders do. You have to be nimble. You have to be flexible, especially in a choppy market. Now, when it comes to spot positions, still holding spot positions. And let's go over some, and let's go over levels we are looking for if we do get the pullback. Where do we want to buy some coins? Let's talk about that. All right, I'm going to start off with Tau. Now, Tau is falling, as you can see. It's at 367. It completely disregarded the level at 394 we talked about last stream. And I did not act on that, which was great because it completely blew through it. The move was to stay short from up here at around $430, right? When price came into this 3-day supply area, also shown on the daily. But anyways, price came into the 3-day supply, rejected, and now we're seeing the fall through. So at this point in time, I would just be waiting for demand on Tau and waiting for confluence for the majors. Where is that? Daily demand zone is right here at $350, okay? We have swept the previous week low at this current moment in time. We swept it. However, the daily has not closed yet. I like 350 as the buy level. And if we're going to get really, really specific and technical, it's from $353 down to $337. That is the buy level for Tau. Moving on. Dogecoin. Still 18 cents as our buy level. Okay, we still have this 2-day. We still have this 2-day level here inside of this fair value gap. This did not get hit on Saturday, and it's very close to hitting. This is the level to be buying Dogecoin. I think Dogecoin is probably one of the safest holds in the entire market. I think Dogecoin is going to go above $1 in 2026. And I think buying Dogecoin at 18 cents is going to be a major win. So, you know, we can go chase whatever new meme coin pops up that's going to die out into obscurity within 24 hours, or we can go to the one meme coin that's actually going to be around after the altcoin purging. When it's all said and done, Dogecoin will still be here more likely than not. So yeah, if we can buy it at 18 cents in the next few days, maybe today, it's a very obvious buy. Okay. And of course, we can use a stop loss. We can set an invalidation, and that would be below 17 cents essentially. Okay. What else? So XRP. So as you guys know, I did make an XRP video last week, and we were looking for the move into this area at $2.15. We got that move over here on Saturday. We bounced and we back tested our breakdown. The seller stayed strong here and they pushed it lower again. We're coming back into our area. All right. So if we're going to hit on the majors, let's clean this up. And I want to go look at a brand new fresh XRP chart. Let's look at the Coinbase chart. So XRP on the weekly time frame has this level at $1.92. Some exchanges are going to show $1.90 for XRP. This is the weekly invalidation point. This is the lowest point in this range that the candle bodies have closed and opened. $1.90. This is the buy level down here, okay? From the current market price, assuming the majors hit, $1.90 for XRP. That's the buy level, all right? It's an obvious invalidation too, because if we close a weekly candle under here, you can just get out of it and not be bag holding. You can look to enter at a better price. That's how I would be playing XRP. Now Caspa, this was a short setup, looking for essentially a continuation of the downtrend, and multiple things happened, but the main thing that I think the main takeaway that I can tell you guys from this is just the Monday range. Okay, so get very familiar with the Monday range trading strategy, learn it, apply it, back test it, and you'll see why it plays out time and time again. I've showed you at least like 4 or 5 examples so far on the stream, and just search on my YouTube channel the Monday range, and you can see I made a 30-minute video 2 years ago explaining this. I'm going to put it in the chat here for everyone. If you haven't watched this video, guys, go and watch it. We just got a super chat come in from Christ IDNC 90. He gave me a 10, I believe that's a euro super chat. That's a nice beefy super chat, man. Thank you for that. He says good stuff, brother. I appreciate the support, man, and thank you very much for the super chat. That means a lot. Thank you. But anyways, guys, go watch the Monday range trading strategy. Anyways, now for Caspa. From here, assuming majors get hit, here it is. So there's a 2-day demand level. Okay, we should look for a reaction, but the real buy area is going to be down here closer to 7 cents for Caspa. A lot of drama with one of their core developers. I don't know what's going on with that guy, man. I just know he was one of the biggest haters of Cubic, and now he's crying to himself on Twitter. It's always funny to see things come full circle. But I mean, hey, that's him. That's his life. I hope he's okay, right? But nonetheless, yeah, 7 cents is the main value area for Caspa. If majors hit, I would look for that. But don't disregard the 2-day demand zone as well, which is going to come in above 7.5 cents, 7.5 to 7.8 cents. and we can keep going through them, but I'd love to hear what you guys are saying. So I'm going to hop on over to our live chat and see what is going on with everyone watching today. Again, guys, smash up the like button. Let the YouTube algorithm know you guys enjoy this content. They will show it to more people. And more importantly, I just greatly appreciate all of you guys for your support. And I love it when you guys hit the like button. So hit the like button. Thank you. Shout out to Harry. What is going on, Harry? It's great to see you in the live chat. First one to comment today. We also got Thomas Kefe. What is up, Thomas? Saying Caspa, Caspa, Caspa with a nice smiley face. Glasshopper77, he says great spaces today, Connor. Thank you for that. If you guys aren't following me on X or Twitter, go follow me on X. I should have spaces with Atlantis, one of the top dexes, if not the top dex on Monad. So go listen to that after the stream if you didn't listen to it. We got Rhythm19 in the building. He says LFG Treble. Yes, guys, Treble Swap has broken out of this range, which doesn't really come as a surprise to me. It's been quite a while now. I do these live streams quite frequently, and not every live stream, but most of these streams, whether it's from you guys asking me about Treble Swap or me just bringing it up on my own, I've just been mentioning how this has been in this bottom accumulation range for a long time now, all the way since March, since late March. This thing has been building a bottom base. It gave the classic accumulation lake down here. It broke out of it, retested the range lows, and now we have a nice bullish breakout to the upside. At a time as well where not necessarily the rest of the market is reacting in a bullish manner, but it looks like Treble Swap. It looks like some people have discovered it recently, and they see what I've been talking about here on the channel. So anyways, it's still a micro cap coin. It's still like 2 million market cap, right? 2.3 million approximately. It's so tiny still. Okay, so I know there's probably going to be people watching and they're wondering, oh my God, did I miss it? Should I buy it? Like all these things. I'm not going to tell you what to do. All right, you need to make that decision on your own, especially because, like I said, I do these live streams quite frequently. I just made a video on Treble 2 3 days ago, and the price was sitting here at like 33 cents. So you guys are going to have to make your own decision on whether you want to buy or not, because I was here for months talking about this thing, saying how I'm bullish on it in this range, and now that it's broken out, please do not ask me if it's a good buy. Do I think it's going higher? Absolutely, I do. But it's a bit crazy to ask that when I've just been quite a bullish proponent of this coin in this range, and now it's broken out. If you're wondering if you should buy now, there's something going on with your market psychology. You need to fix your market psychology, right? You should never want to chase after the green. You should already be positioned into something before the pump starts. That's what I try and drill into people here at Crypto Empire. Don't FOMO, don't chase, right? You want to enter on opportune times when other people think it's dead, other people think it's boring, people are scared to buy. Those are always the best times to buy, all right? So, yeah, take a look inwards and look at your own market psychology. And if you're noticing a discrepancy, right, if you're noticing that you're like bullish now, but you weren't bullish down here, there's something you got to fix. Absolutely. It's a game of conviction, lads. You either have it or you don't. But yeah, that's Treble. And let's see, Gary McNeese, he says, hi, Connor. Treb's doing well. Thanks for the tip. Hey, no worries, man. I mean, call it, was it a tip or just me explaining my bullish thesis on the coin? But either way, I'm glad you're happy about the bullish price action, Gary. Let's see. Shout out to the Silvadala. Shout out to Guts Motors. Shout out to Alan Williams. What is up, Alan? Let's see. We have a question from Mateo. He says, Connor, thanks for being with us. What's your opinion on ENA as an ETH beta and stablecoin season exposure? Can you do TA on it? So ENA, because it's a main coin, high market cap, I have no problem looking at this project right now. I'm going to look at the Bybits perps chart, and let's go Interesting, on the 15 minute we just opened up, it just flushed out, right? Everyone who, okay, never mind. That's only the 15 minute. It hasn't flushed the Monday low yet, but you asked for the weekly, so let's go to the higher time frame. All right, so here's what I see. On, what was this, the daily? No, this was the weekly. So the weekly has a supply area all the way down here at the bottom. But what we can do is we can go to the monthly. And personally, this here, see this candle? This is a monthly. I called it supply, I meant demand. Hopefully you guys know what I meant. Okay, I meant demand. You know what I meant. This is the monthly demand zone. It's already been used a lot, but it hasn't been used fully. All right, so what I want to do is I want to modify the weekly area I've drawn into a monthly area. So let's go do that. How do we do that? I'll show you. Again, this whole candle, this would constitute the monthly supply level, but it's already been utilized. And I'm going to take it to the first wick that hit it. Okay, so a lot of the juice has been taken from this demand zone, but looking at the weekly, these candle bodies down here, and the monthly, it hasn't gotten a hit yet. There's still some juice left to come, or left to wring out of the towel, right? So if we do dip back into those levels, that starts at 25 cents exactly. That is the most obvious buying level you will have from this point on. Of course, assuming that we're in the buy program, which I explained to you why I think we are. All right, 25 cents is the most obvious buy level there is. The question was, it seems like we're in an accumulation range since February. Yeah, we have been, right? So let's put up our range here. Yeah, and we'll use that as our range. Get our 0 and 1 on here, perfect. All right, so that's our weekly. Now on the daily, you can see that every time price has swept the range low and come into demand, it's been a buy, all right? Price is currently trading in the discount of the range. It's below the 50%. It's quite close to demand. Look, at this point in time, if you're bullish on ENA, of course you want to get the most optimal entry price. And I told you the most optimal entry price is 25 cents. If that doesn't hit, I would look for the majors confluence, right? And whenever these hit the levels I've outlined, and whenever ENA is at, because it's currently in the discount over the higher time frame range, I think it's a buy no matter what, if you want to buy that coin, that is, right? So anyways, 25 cents is the most optimal buy level, but 30 cents, it's still trading in the discount of the range. Not the worst price, but maybe you get a better one at 25 cents. We got the boys. What's up, the boys? He asked, what's your thoughts about Mavia, Guns, Trius, AR, INJ, AIUS? So my thoughts on those coins are, I would treat them, like, why do you ask that question is what I think, right? Are you holding these coins? Like, are you just asking, what do I think about your bags? Are you looking to buy these coins? Because in general, Mavia, Guns, they're gaming coins with not the most favorable tokenomics, but maybe they can do well if a gaming season happens. But I think that's a big ask, right? That's a big wish. Oh, I want gaming coins to pump. That's a very big wish. And I wouldn't be counting on that necessarily at the current moment in time. And if I was, I wouldn't be going for those. Trios, Gamble, AR, more solid AI coin, INJ. It's a coin to trade and not a coin to hold, in my opinion. AIUS, No opinion, no thoughts on it. Let's see. Christian. What's up, Christian? He says, what's up, Connor? Been missing the streams, but catching the replays. Great lives as always. Heard the live episode with Treble. You were on. Great insight. Yes, that was a Twitter Spaces. Christian. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that one. Thank you for the support, man. Glad that you're catching the replays, and great to hear you're liking the content. Shout out to Lee J. Shout out to DC. Shout out to All Day Dre. Dre says the daily fair value gap, May 7th. Are we getting it on Bitcoin? On the daily, what Dre is referring to is this one. This is what Dre is referring to. So what Dre is looking for, what he's asking, is a sweep of the current range lows into the fair value gap. And that's very plausible looking at the chart right now. Right? That would basically mean we break this trend line structure, we fall below the previous week low, we sweep the range lows into the fair value gap, and we bottom from there and start heading back up from there. That's a big question, right? Do we get it? It's a very plausible scenario that has a decent probability of happening, right? I don't have the crystal ball or the magic conch shell, unfortunately, to ask, if we're definitely going to get it. But yeah, it's there. And that would also line up with the sweep of the range lows over here at $100,500. So it's definitely a very real scenario that could happen on Bitcoin at the current moment in time. Dropping this down to the 15-minute time frame, it looks like the selling has eased up for now, with price slowing down at the current range lows on the 15-minute time frame. And ETH still well above the Monday low. It looks like the Monday mid-range, which is right here at the dotted line, may be coming into play now. But yeah, I mean, this would have been a great little scalp short on ETH at 26.75, but nonetheless, looks like the Monday mid-range is coming into play. It would be nice if it loaded and showed on the chart. Not sure what's going on. Must be the rain making TradingView slower to load. There we go. There's the Monday mid. It's right at 25.44. Let's see. We got Vincent P. Says nice vid on Treble. Connor got a nice push, I believe. Thanks for the support, Vincent, and glad you enjoyed the video. And Dre also asks, is the daily 200 on USDT dominance going to get tagged? And I've been watching it. It was right directly at my level before, right in this level at 4.9%. It is falling slightly lower. It's at 4.87% now. Again, it is definitely something that could very well happen. It really wasn't until quite recently that I did flip somewhat more bullish, judging off of just these sweeps, right? These sweeps here on the daily were giving me some bullish optimism. But with that being said, I didn't go crazy. I really didn't do much besides that ETH short I took the other week at the top. So, yeah, we're waiting right now. We're waiting to see what the market wants to give us. And as of right now, we do have another sweep of the previous range, or the range high, I should say. Just keeps on sweeping this level. We'll see if it goes for the EMA or the 4.90% level in the fair value gap. It's all there. We just got to wait and see. No way, Jose asks, is XRP a better Bitcoin? I would say no, but XRP has its own value proposition. And let's see, Alan Williams. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with you, Alan, but yeah, I got nothing to say to you. Vincent P says, "Gotta ask, what are your thoughts on block DAG? Seems nice, but something bugs me. Not enough to jump in the pre-sale." Vincent, I've never heard of block DAG before. And you say pre-sale, so it's not even live yet. I've never heard of this before. I'm not going to look into it on stream. But with that being said, I would be quite careful about pre-sales. You really need to do your full due diligence with any pre-sale, new coin, whatever. Because crypto nowadays is a cesspool, straight up cesspool. So yeah, you need to make sure that it is legitimate. And I can't speak on it. I've never heard it before. But yeah, just to kind of address some things. So it's really important to understand, guys, that there's literally no trader that knows the direction of price. All we can do is basically plan for different scenarios to play out. And that's what I try and do here. I try and lay out the most logical levels where the liquidity is lying. And I just basically show you guys the levels and the scenarios that could happen. So yeah, important to understand that. But most of you guys get that. Sometimes we get, the the low double-digit IQ guys like Alan, but it's all good. Let's see, we got Crypto Middle East and Africa in here today. What is up? He says, "Hello, Connor. It's been a while. Hope you're fine. I'm not active, but I'm waiting for alt season." Yes, sir. I would say that, it's been a tough ride for altcoin holders, but in due time, my friend. In due time. Oh, and my bad. That was pounds and not euros. So I've never been to the UK. So that's why I don't know what the pound symbol looks like. Apologies about that. And Mitchell asked for layer 0, ZRO. Let's go look at ZRO. So ZRO on the weekly. We had the weekly candle close at $2.32, right on our yellow line, our white line we've had. And that is the lowest weekly close inside of this range, this structure. However, the bottom structure, the lights out is 175. This weekly candle that just closed last week, I should say. All right, it swept this low. Let's try and make this a straight line. All right, we swept that week on the weekly. We bounced, and now we're getting rejected again. So from here, price is clinging onto the Monday range. Monday high sweep, Monday low sweep. Are we going to continue to chop, or will we see somewhat more directional bias in this current, downtrend that things are in? Even though this is really just a really massive range, but it's a lower time frame downtrend within the range. Now, right here it is bumped out to the daily. We're at the range lows, okay? Low, low. Obviously, we had the big capitulation over here. This was in March. Here's the low from April 7th. So it's been respecting this level really well in the low $2, which is why when I made the video on ZRO at the beginning of May, I said if it comes to the low $2, that would be a great place to buy. And the chart clearly shows that. That's the range low. So from here, we're either holding this level or we're coming down to daily demand. Looks like the daily does show it best. 2-day as well, but daily demand starts at $1.80. But yeah, overall, it's a very real scenario that the range lows actually hold over here. We continue to respect these levels in the low $2 levels, and we start to head up. This is a spot hold, and it's at a great value area in my opinion, and I see this thing going to $10 plus. End of story. Rob23 asking about Moon Chain, and shout out to Kev T who says great content. So Moon Chain, can't say I've heard of it. MXC, 11 mil market cap on Arbitrum. So this is quite a low market cap, 11 million. So understand that. So on the weekly, it looks like a classic like low market cap shitcoin chart that's been around for a while now, right? This has been around from 2021. Now the weekly starting to break out, you see volume coming in, and you haven't seen this level of volume ever. So something's happening with this thing, showing the volume coming in. All right. Look, if it's going to dip, you should be waiting for the quarterly. All right. We can take this, and we got a lot of levels in this fair value gap, a lot of them. So quarterly open looks the most attractive if you do get that dip. But in general, this is a coin that you should trade because it's volatile and not look to be a bag holder of that. We got Brian Regassa. He says, "What's up, Connor? Let's go Cubic. Treb smoking. Love all the alpha." Appreciate that, Brian. Let's take a look at Cubic. So here it is. Here it is, lads. Still in this bull flag. Still not doing much. I still think that this W double bottom is the bottom for it. Again, we have our demand levels if it does dip back into them. But I am looking for price to essentially break out of the bull flag. So whether it wants to dip back into demand first and then go, or it wants to go from here, doesn't matter. I'm positioned in spot, and I simply think it's going to break out. So it's just a waiting game at this point. And we certainly have invalidations, right? But at this point in time, nothing has been invalidated, and we are looking for the push and the breakout higher on Cubic, okay? So you can actually get Cubic on leverage on Bybit. It's 10,000 Cubic. If you look that up, I have it here. And it's important to understand, right? Let's say you wanted to buy 10 grand spot of Cubic. You could use leverage, right? It would allow you to leverage your capital. And it would be the same exact thing if you put on a 10K size leverage position and buying a 10K spot position. You just have to understand what you're doing. But yeah, that's why leverage is a very powerful tool if you know how to use it properly. Most people don't, and they gamble. But if you just looked at your leverage trades like a spot position, it would make a lot of things make way more sense, okay? Like you can put up 10 grand and buy Cubic spot, or you can put up, say, $500 on 20x leverage and get yourself a 10K position. But you just need to make sure you have enough margin to obviously cover the fluctuations. And it's the same exact thing as buying spot if you understand how to actually manage it. So leverage should not be like scared. You shouldn't be scared of it. You just have to learn how to use it properly, basically. And like I said, if you look at your leverage trades as if they were spot positions with that amount of size, it would make everything make a lot more sense. All right. So however you guys want to go about it, but I'm looking for Cubic to break out of here. Looks like Alan had a change of heart, suddenly being very positive. What's up, Alan? Says his IQ is triple digits. Yeah, we're going to have to verify that. Go take an IQ test and We're going to need a moderator to make sure you ain't lying either, man. Anyways, we got a super chat from Dice550. Thanks for the super chat, my man. He says, curious, your thoughts on Barry, Pepe girlfriend. What a question. Wasn't expecting that one today, guys. Barry, Pepe's girlfriend. Well, Dice550, I've never heard of it before. Yeah, this is crazy, man. What do I think of this coin? I think it's bullshit, man. I think it's a bullshit coin. Crazy volume, 2 million volume on the day. I don't know, man. Like, this could end up in a Burj Khalifa. Maybe it's the start of a breakout. I have no idea. All I know is that if you buy this, you are gambling. Straight up gambling. Look, I appreciate the super chat, but I really don't have much to say on Barry. Somebody asked about Farcoin. Farcoin's been getting thrashed and smashed recently. So the worrisome thing about Farcoin is the fact that it broke its diagonal structure in terms of this uptrend it's been on since March, right? Farcoin was leading the market, and it's correcting quite hard now. So what we can do is measure how far it has corrected. And you can see it's right at the 50%. Oops, we want this. There we go. All right, so it's right at the 50% fib at the current moment in time. Now, if it does dip to the 75-cent golden pocket level, as well as the daily 200 EMA, that's again the obvious buy area. You want to make sure that lines up with the majors. But in general, Farcoin does kind of trade very uncorrelated. Farcoin likes to do its own thing. Right? It did its whole thing on its way up here, and now it's correcting. While the rest of the market is also correcting, but it's correcting harder. Right? It's dropping more percent points. 47% correction from the top, which only happened within the past 13 days. So Farcoin is really not something I've been tracking, not something I've really ever traded. So that's just what I'm seeing here. And there's daily demand, and I already have a level marked at the golden pocket at 75 cents. So that would be the logical level to bid. It's just a matter of if we're going to get this move to give us all of these entries. That's the main thing. And here we go. Again, we have swept on the daily time frame. Obviously, the daily candle doesn't close for another 12 hours or so, 10 hours. But we've swept the range high again on USDT dominance. So we continue to sweep this level. We come into the fair value gap, we sweep the range high, and we reject. So if we're not going to get these lower entries I've been going over, if this continues to hold this level and not go above 4.78%, the only world where we get these altcoin entries, if we get this move up here to at least 4.90%. Otherwise, basically the bottom's in. So again, that's why I got my spot bags packed, and I'm looking for the trend to continue upwards for the general market, and I'm looking for USDT dominance to continue lower. We've been very choppy here at this level. That's all. Making it quite a hard read, but we know others has hit its level. All the other totals have not, and Ethereum's holding up like an absolute unit, not dipping too much at all. So quite an interesting scenario. Here's Ethereum. Right, still look at this wick. Buyers coming in. Doesn't even want to go to the mid-range. It's holding up really, really well. And this ETH strength, as well as others hitting the level and USDT dominance not going up more, continuing to sweep, gives me a bullish bias. So you have to understand, right? Maybe these lower levels get hit that I've been going over, but you have to be open to them not getting hit. Let's see. Give me the chalupa. He says, couldn't have said it any better about Treble, my man. Or bro, he said. It's still so early, though. Only 2 million market cap people. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's some really big bullish things coming for Treble. Can't necessarily mention them on the stream just now, but yeah, guys, fade at your own peril. That's all I'll say. And hope you guys were paying attention to the streams when it was in the bottom range and not after the breakout. You're only interested because, again, you need to fix the psychology, your market psychology, if that's the case. But I mean, hey, everyone who bought the public IDO, you're up 4.8x. So, I mean, even if you bought it on the open market and within the first few days, you're still up at least 2x. It's an absolute phenomenal win for anyone that's actually stuck around and with the project and took the time to learn about it. And, you know, if you did take that time early on, it paid off massively in it. But the thing is, it's still so small and it will continue to grow. And I think it's going to continue to pay off massively. King Louis talking about a CME gap on BTC. I mean, we got one that lines up with one level on Bitcoin, right? Up here at 97,500. And this would line up quite well with my 98K level on BTC. But again, the main thing I'm watching really is ETH. I think it's ETH's time to shine. Richie says shorts are going to get wrecked soon according to the CoinGlass liquidation heat map. Yep. Like I said, I do have a bullish bias. What's up, Fred James? We got Ellie Pex. He says, what about Farmbase? So Farmbase is still going if you created an account. They don't charge any money anymore. And if you think that the base airdrop is going to happen, you know, you could continue to farm there. If you have specific questions, you should go to the Farmbase Discord and ask their team directly, because I'm not on the Farmbase team. So, yeah, not sure what you want to know, but I would go ask them directly for whatever you do want to know. Rob23 says Moonchain is bullshit. It looks like bullshit to me too. Guys, hit the like button, smash it up. We got another super chat from Bob's My Uncle. What's up, Bob? He says Barrio is going to take over base. Let's go look at Barrio. So it's looking quite good here on the daily, Bob. You have a big reclaim underway at the current moment in time. You have not yet been able to close above the previous swing high, but it looks like today could be the day that you get a nice gap up, because if it can get above this level at 0.002, it looks like it's going to fly right up to the previous range high. I would look for it to cut through the range like butter up here. So that's looking really strong, Bob. It looks like your position is doing well, my man. 2 million market cap. It looks a very tiny coin. But yeah, it looks pretty good to me, Bob. But we'll see how everything does develop. We haven't really gotten into any news today, so let's do that while we're still here. So we have President Trump holding phone conversations with the president of China, Xi Jinping. We have President Trump's executive director of digital assets meeting with El Salvador's president, Nayib Bukele, to discuss Bitcoin. And we have AI robots coming to take over the world. That's what's happening in the world at the current moment in time. Now, in the crypto world, we're seeing all the cockroaches come back out of the woodworks. So this coin launched, a total scam coin by the LA Vape Cabal. They launched this one. And they all shielded at the same time. Gigi, the tranny, caught it on her stream. Surprise, surprise. The Daily Runner streamer's back. And here's the chart now. But it's really, really positive to me to see that people have really caught on to this the BS game that the LA Vape Cabal, as well as the larger cabal or many cabals at play, have been doing to just use meme coins to just scam people. Really, that's all it's been. I made a pretty in-depth video on this subject after the Libra coin launch. This one is a great video, guys. If you want to get caught up, you should definitely watch this video. This is from the 21st of February. Kelsier Ventures, right? A lot of the cockroaches from here, like their influencers, Champ is back posting on socials like nothing ever happened. But yeah, it's really good to see people not forgetting. So let's go over basically what happened. So yeah, this guy basically bought this token. Frank D. Gods bought this thing at a 27K market cap. And a bunch of other big Twitter people shielded at the same time. Also, so yeah, basically this coin this is the scam coin they just launched. Don't even think about buying it, in my opinion, unless you want to get farmed. But it's really positive to see people on Twitter really waking up to this malicious game that is played, right? People have really had enough. And with Pump Fund launching their token, it's kind of like their last hurrah to extract money, because it's dying and it's going to cease to exist after the cycle ends. And we'll never have anything like this again, really. In my opinion, I think regulations will come in and purge a lot of this garbage from the market. So yeah, it's good to see that these people's only source of income of scamming people is not working anymore, basically. Yeah, it's good to see the world wake up, guys. Anyways, June 5th today, some pretty crazy stuff happened. A solo miner successfully mined a Bitcoin block, earning 3.15 Bitcoin. That's over 330K. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I'm not sure you guys understand how rare it is for a solo miner in today's day and age with the hash difficulty to be able to mine a block and get a 3 Bitcoin reward. As you can see, it says Grok says solo mining is possible but rare. This guy hit the lottery, basically. So still worth it to mine Bitcoin if you are a solo miner, but it's only worth it if you hit the lottery. And anyways, like I said, all the cockroaches are back out of the woodworks. So there's this platform called Nova, and it's basically like BullX or Phantom or Photon on Solana, where you can trade meme coins. And the LA Vape Cabal, as well as all the other this is such a clown video, I don't even want to play it. It's absolutely ridiculous. And honestly, if somebody goes to sign up on Nova after watching this marketing video, go get your head checked. But here's a great comic by Bold Leonidas. He put it so accurately. So the Nova marketing department, they basically sat around and they said, so we're going to make a marketing video. And the text, he said, so we use the video to introduce them to the people who will scam them. That's literally exactly what this video is. Every person in this video is basically just some meme coin trader on Twitter or YouTube. You got Orangey. It's insane. It's insane stuff, really. So yeah, that's exactly what this video is. The Nova marketing department decided to make a video and introduce the community to everybody that's going to scam them. It's really funny and you can't make it up. Like, I guess they're just going for the no attention is bad attention. So yeah, that's what's happening in the crypto world, everyone. In general, we know the levels to look out for here. We know USDT dominance has been sweeping. And we're going to find out very shortly if we actually respect this sweep and go lower, or we're going to get our levels. We know the levels to buy if we get the levels. Everything is planned out. Be open to either scenario happening. If this happens, then we're going to do that. And that's all we can do at the current moment in time in this very, very choppy market. With that being said, everyone, we got some more super chats. Let's see. We got Angel. He says, thoughts on Vader and Neural AI. So I'm only going to look at one of those. So Vader is a virtualist coin and Neural is a Tau subnet coin. So Vader, it's not looking bad. Let me just look at Neural real quick. So the problem with Neural is they have a token and they have a Tau subnet, which kind of dilutes the value. So yeah, looking at both charts, Vader looks much better. And that makes sense because the virtuals ecosystem has picked back up a bit. It's just in a consolidation. So if the market's going to push higher, it looks like it very well could push a bit more. And then Bob's my uncle says, not many talking about DeFi. Do you like Morpho? So Morpho, lending and borrowing. Let's go look at DeFi Llama real quick and check out the statistics of Morpho. Go to chains. Let's go to base. So here's Morpho. And TVL, almost $1 billion. It's the second largest protocol on base, lending and borrowing. There's also Moonwell, but Morpho is bigger. Do I like Morpho? It's not that I dislike it. It's just not necessarily something I'm too interested in being a buyer of. But it is a base whale token, just like Aerodrome Finance is. All right, here we go. 4-day time frame. Nice demand zone. Price dipping right into demand here. Looks like the 50% as well. It is the 50%. So, yeah, Morpho not looking bad. There's definitely going to be a hidden level in here. Let's go to the daily. This is the most I'm seeing right now. On the 3-day again. Or sorry, that demand zone was on the 4-day. This isn't very, it's already used. It's not great. But in general, if you dip into the fair value gap around $1, that would be optimal. But yeah, DeFi is going to be big, right? Coins like CRV, Morpho, Arrow, Treb, right? I think all these coins will do well. So definitely not a bad option. And the market cap of this thing is 400 million. So yeah, I mean, I don't love it, but I can certainly see a bullish thesis for the coin. Shout out to Justin Credible. What's up, man? Let's see. We got Sniff. Sniff, it's great to see you. It's been a while since we've seen you here in the live chat. But yeah, Grotto Easy. We did look at those already. And let's see. Sniff says, I've been doing this killer workout, 320 free squats and 320 push-ups in a day. Yeah, that's the prison workout, Sniff. Keep at it, man. And yeah, it's great to see you, Sniff, man. It's great to see you. It's been a while. And hopefully those Cosmos altcoins, if you're still holding them, I hope they go to the moon for you. With that being said, we're going to wrap up the live stream now. I do appreciate everyone being here. Be sure to smash up the like button if you haven't smashed up the like button just yet. I'll be live again very soon, so if you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future live streams, videos, anything from me. Subscribe, turn on the bell notification so you don't miss it. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. My name is Connor from Crypto Empire. I'll see you in the next video or live stream, whatever comes first. Keep an eye on the charts. We're chopping. It's a choppy, sloppy market, but we're going to get some direction soon and some volatility soon. Check out the Bitcoin and Ethereum volatility index charts. Those things are bottomed out at support. Something big is going to happen soon. We'll talk about it in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.